So if you were expecting slots today, and rightly so, I'm going to go one step better and give you a whole video of me. There you go. So for those of you that are still here, before I get into the main purpose of the video, I'm just going to give you a little background on why I created the channel in the first place. So at the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, I was in Australia with my partner at the time, and the lifestyle out there was so epic, like so nice, like the sun was shining. It was just really cool ways to live. We wanted to get back out there to live like as soon as possible. And for the first time in my life, I had like a goal, a real goal, and not just like, oh, buying a house one day and whatever. It was like a goal to move to another country and just live a different way, basically. So when we got back, my primary kind of goal was to make money. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I just thought, well, you know, I'll just save, I'll work, I'll save, and we'll get back out there eventually. So one night, and I played the slots like not frequently, but I've always been into gambling, although like previously it was like mainly scratch cards, football accumulators, horse racing, stuff like that. But every now and again I did kind of have a go on the slots. Always lost the money. I never like made profit or anything like that. So one night I was just bored. Thought, put some money into the slots. So I did, and I started playing all these games on a pound on a pound stake, because I thought, well, there's no point playing anything less than a pound if I want to make some real money, right? So that was my primary aim by playing the slots. It wasn't like for fun. Well, it was in a way, but it was also like, oh, maybe I can make some money out of this. So I played loads of games on a pound. I started winning. I couldn't believe it. Do you know what? It actually started because when we were in Australia, we went to this casino in Perth. It was huge. It was awesome. And we made quite a bit of profit from that. And we couldn't believe it. We walked out like $600 up. So that was pretty epic. So I think that probably like kind of planted the idea in my mind when I got back to give the slots a go, and I was still winning. So yeah, I was just playing and playing. And then it was a couple of weeks later, I came across, because I didn't even know this existed, I came across a couple of streamers on YouTube. I didn't even know it was a thing. And I started watching them, and I was like, wow, like this is kind of, it's almost just as good as playing the slots. So I started watching The Bandit and Stop and Step, and I was like, wow, like this is cool, right? Didn't think anything of it. And then obviously early 2020, we all know what happened. You know, we had time to sort of reflect and do things that maybe we didn't have a chance to do previously because of not going to work and things like that. I was working from home. I didn't have much to do. I was in letting and property management, so like literally all it was basically just a weekend emergency thing. Like I didn't have my computer and staff to do things. We weren't even allowed to do viewings and stuff like that, so I wasn't going out. And I was still playing the slots, and I suddenly had this idea: why don't I create a YouTube channel? So I did, and I didn't even think about it. I just did it straight away, because I was like, well, the chances of anyone actually watching it are minimal. You know, I'm just a random girl from Guernsey who's just, yeah. So I started posting videos, because I realized as well that on my iPad I could screen record. So that was something as well. So I started screen recording without a voiceover, all like my bonuses and stuff like that. And I started posting those. And then I was like, I'm going to go one step better. You know, I had this thought. I was like, in the future, I'm going to start doing voiceovers. That was one day. The next, I told my partner about it. And then the next day, she came in from work, and I was like, yeah, I've ordered a microphone. It'll be here by the end of the week. I was just going for it. And I wasn't thinking about it. I was just doing it, right? And so, yeah, I started that. And I noticed a lot of other people started creating channels at this time as well. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, this is great. Like, this is obviously like something that the future, you know, that people are going to want to see and stuff like that. So yeah, I started doing it, not expecting anything. Like, honestly, I thought it would be years before people even saw my content. But I carried on. I kept doing it because actually it kind of gave me a purpose as well. It gave me something to do, something to focus on, instead of just drinking and smoking and stuff like that. So I continued, and the channel started growing, and to be honest, it changed me in good and bad ways, I guess, because it almost became an obsession. Like, I had to get a video out, and this was my thing. Like, I was making us money and like all sorts. So that was kind of my primary goal and reason for creating the channel. You know, I thought that maybe instead of just wasting my time just playing the slots, I could kind of help other people as well, like benefit from it in some way. I didn't know what that way was, but just carried on anyway. And it got to the end of that year, and my whole life sort of just, my relationship ended, and I fell into this sort of like depression, and yeah, I just completely just stopped playing. I actually lost interest in it, and because my relationship had broken down, like, that was another failed relationship. I was like, what's going on? Like, why does this keep happening? And I started asking questions. Why does this keep happening, and what am I doing? I started going to therapy as well at the beginning of 2021. I read my first ever self-development book, which was really cool, and I just suddenly thought, like, wow, like, I need to know all of this stuff. Like, I need to help people in this way. And yeah, so things started kind of unraveling from there, and as you know, I've kind of stopped and started with the channel. And I guess I think I've kind of always known that it's not kind of a way to make money. I mean, maybe it is for some people. I mean, and obviously it's got to be fun, right? Because when the fun stops, stop. It's got to be fun, and I just wasn't finding it fun. And you know, I think we kind of lie to ourselves if we say we're just playing for fun. You know, there is an element of it that is for the money. Well, for me anyway. I don't know, maybe not for the people, but personally, like, you know, why else would I play? But then I don't know, because I have kind of enjoyed the demo games at the same time, so I don't know, maybe not, but anyway, just go with it. So yeah, as you know, I've been stopping and starting, but I've continued with the self-development work. I've been reading up on all of these things, and just, yeah, kind of working on myself, which I've already mentioned before, I know this. But it was the beginning of, what's this year, is it 2024? Yeah, beginning of 2024, and I was like, right, I need to make a real go at this, because I've been accumulating all of this knowledge, and I haven't really been putting it into action. I've got this business, I've got this investment, and I've been doing nothing for it apart from, you know, working on myself and stuff like that. But working on yourself and accumulating knowledge is nothing without action. And beginning of 2024, obviously I posted that video last time, where I said that I was going to be doing the bonus buy wheel once a month, and that was it. And it took, I thought I'd be doing it a lot sooner than what I did, because it was like 6 months gap between that. But that's okay, like, you know, it just is. So yeah, it was the beginning of 2024, and for some reason, it was one morning before I started work, I just typed in gambling into my Kindle, and I came across this book called The Psychic Gambling Super System. And I was like, wow, what is this? So I downloaded it, and it was a few months before I'd read this book. It's called like Embracing Your Darkness or something, and in that book it had said that there's a theory that consciousness can actually control the outcome of random number generators. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. I need to know more about this. So once I got this book, I started reading it, and I was kind of mind blown to see that it's by an Indian guy, and he's basically using all the ancient Indian scriptures, information from the ancient Indian scriptures, to kind of say how we can actually predict outcomes and get the outcomes that we want in gambling. And it's all about like the stuff I was reading, like the Hindu chakra system and things like that. He also mentioned that consciousness can also predict the outcome of random number generators. So I was like, okay, there's something to this, like, you know, and it made sense as well, because if all the chakras are aligned, we go into a higher frequency, right? So if you think about it like this, so our thoughts are electric. We send out thoughts into the quantum field, or the whatever, and these thoughts create reality, essentially. So, and these thoughts get magnetized back to us through our feelings. So if we're in a high frequency, we can magnetize what we want to us. And that makes sense from Australia, because I was in such both of us, we were in such high spirit, we were such high vibration, that we were just winning and winning and winning. Had no idea why at the time, but it's because we were just like happy, you know, we were good, we were like relaxed, and all of this stuff, like that inner peace, totally unaware. So I thought, okay, well, this is cool, like this is going to be an experiment as well when I do start. And I guess the reason it took me so long as well is because I've kind of known this, and I've been a bit worried, and like I sometimes struggle to maintain that high vibration. So I didn't want to look like a dick, even though no one knew exactly what I was doing. I did, and I didn't want it. I wanted the belief that it did work. I didn't want to kind of fail, in a sense. Yeah, I put it off for a long time, but during that time when I was just like thinking about it, I just needed to go for it, and I was kind of going like, I fell into this sort of like depression, and that's because I didn't have that purpose still yet again, you know. Or yeah, I just kept procrastinating, and I didn't want to fail, basically. And then I realized it doesn't even matter anyway, because if I just need to get started, I just need to do it. I just need to get started. So that's when I started the channel up again with the first bonus buy video. And my initial intention was to literally just do that one bonus buy video, and that was it, a month. And then I don't know, I had this goal of getting to 1,000 subscribers, which now I actually don't really care. And that's why I started posting every week. And from that, at first it was quite enjoyable, you know. Again, I had like something to focus on, sense of purpose, but it became very tiring very quickly. As I mentioned in the past videos, I had to get, well, I didn't have to, I know that. I wanted to get videos out for the time that I was away, and it became a bit of a chore. Yeah, so I then came across this other opportunity, even though I've already got a business sort of thing. I came across this other opportunity, and it kind of got me excited again about this whole coaching, and yeah, this whole entrepreneur business venture. And I started reading books, and I started getting in like really good mindset again, because again, it all comes down to mindset. So I was in a pretty good place, and I was in a pretty good place when I did the last bonus buy video, and that's kind of it's kind of proved, it hasn't proved, but it's kind of fueling the belief that if we're in a higher frequency, we can attract what we want, you know, because as you saw, it was the best bonus buy video I've done since I came back to the channel. So I guess what I'm saying here is that there are so many opportunities out there to make money other than gambling. And to be honest, I actually sort of got very defensive when someone mentioned that to me, like gambling isn't sort of like a sustainable way isn't a sustainable income, basically. And I knew that deep down, So I basically thought that the money that I'm using for gambling, since I really just don't care about how many subscribers I have, it's just a number, right? It's just to make me look good. So I want to put that money into other things, like better things to invest in. So I guess, like I said in that video, the video I did last year when I said I was going to be continuing the channel, I'm going back to the one video a month with the bonus buy wheel, because I want to keep this channel going. Like, it's like my baby, right? I like, this is kind of what started me off on this whole journey towards a better life. So I'm going to still be doing the video once a month, but I'm going to stop the ones in between, because I just, as I say, I want to focus on other things, basically. And I know this is going to be, I know I've done this before, but it's kind of like a cycle. I keep doing things, and I don't know why, and I keep questioning why I do things, but again, that's not really that healthy either. But I mean, it is and it isn't. There's like a balance, right? You can't overdo something, and I feel like less is more as well, you know. And it might be a better way to sort of see if the theory of the effects of consciousness on random number generators is in fact true. So rather than doing a video every week, but we'll see it anyway. So I'm going to continue doing that. Now, what I am going to be doing as well is I am going to be creating another channel. In fact, I've already created it. I haven't posted anything yet, and there may be videos on it by the time you see this, but maybe not. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't think I'm in control, but I also am, so I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to put the link for my new channel in the description below, and you are more than welcome to subscribe. There will be videos on it in the near future, and they'll be a lot more frequent as well, because they'll just be like this for me talking. I won't have to edit and all of this stuff, so it's just gonna be so much easier. And it's also stuff that I'm really passionate about as well. So I love talking about this stuff, which means that I'm gonna want to kind of create these videos as well. Like, I love it. I just love it. So yeah, you're more than welcome to subscribe to that channel. I'd really appreciate it, actually. And hopefully you would as well, because the information that I'm going to be providing has the potential to change the lives of humanity. It's going to be a lot of like esoteric stuff, a lot of work on mindset, business, basically all the things that I'm learning currently, that I just want to share. I just want to share with the world. So yeah. But also, yeah, as well, like, that's another thing as well of restarting the channel. I didn't want to let people down, because I thought I was letting people down, which is quite arrogant, really, isn't it? Thought I was letting people down if I didn't proceed and stuff like that. But I'm reading this book at the moment called The Courage to Be Disliked, and it actually says, like, if you're living for other people, you're not living your own life, you know. So that's something to take into consideration. And I just need to put action into the stuff that actually matters now. Like my business, and, as I say, posting videos with information that can potentially change or assist to change the world. So yeah. But I really want to thank you all for your support. Yeah, I just love you all, basically. I really do. I have a lot of love for every single subscriber, every single comment, every single like. It's just, yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, I hope to see you at my new channel. And as I say, I'm not going to stop posting on here. It'll be once a month, the bonus buy wheel. So yeah, with that being said, I will see you in September. Have a good one.